So if you recognize this, then you have seen the Shawshank Redemption. This is the Ohio State Reformatory, an old prison. It's been closed for a long time, and this is where they filmed the movie. And you can take a tour of this place. And this is actually one of the main filming locations, or filming scenes here. If you love history, prison history, or of course the Shawshank Redemption, this is going to be a fun video for you.
So the Ohio State Reformatory, located in Mansfield, Ohio, was built between 1886 and 1910. And in 1896, it opened its doors for the very first time to a small amount of inmates who worked to complete the sewer system and a massive stone wall that surrounded the entire prison at the time.
If any of you watched that video where Journey with Jay and I toured that old prison in Newark, New Jersey, with all the snow coming down, this is similar, but this is way bigger. Like the catwalks here are 3 times as long at least.
The reformatory was officially closed in December of 1990 after a lawsuit that was filed by the inmates citing overcrowding and inhumane conditions. It was actually delayed a few years while the replacement building was completed that sits just behind us, and that's the Mansfield Correctional Institution.
To give you an idea, I came out of that door, and then there's a pretty good drop, 30 feet maybe, 40 feet to that level, and then there's one even lower than that. So it's significant. A lot of people who are afraid of heights definitely get nervous when they come out of this door and they look down. Oh, see, I'm trying to show you through the bars, and this one is open. The rest are really just unrestored. Ohio State Reformatory inmate James Lockhart. Lockhart was serving 1 to 15 years for assault with intent to kill. On February 6, 1960, he took his own life by setting himself on fire in this cell with lighter fluid and a match. He was 22 at the time of his death. Wow. That's unfortunate. That's crazy. Very cool. What's interesting is these huge windows are all over here, giving the cells this beautiful natural light coming in that these inmates would have had. But over here, it's much darker. They don't have any natural light. So even though there would have been lighting, there would have been electricity, they don't have that beautiful light. Behind the glass wall is the actual electric chair used for 315 executions at the Ohio Penitentiary in Columbus. It was used from 1897 until 1963. No executions took place at the Ohio State Reformatory here. Check this out. This is the mask The little plaque here says, "This hood or mask was placed over the face of the condemned person just prior to the electrocution." These are the electrodes that were placed on the body. The upper electrode was placed on the head where it would receive positive charge, and the lower electrode placed on the right leg where the negative charge would be expelled. So that's how they work. I didn't know that. Crazy, all the different shanks, like the one with made from a pencil. Some of them look like actual knives. They were probably from the kitchen or something. Screwdrivers, toothbrushes. Whew. It's no joke. Is this a tattoo gun? That's awesome.
Down during the summer of 1993 for the filming of Shawshank Redemption. The entire film was shot in and around Mansfield. Castle Rock contractors built an entire cell block in a downtown warehouse. They constructed this part of the set because they wanted the cells facing each other. The reformatory was used as a backdrop for all the outdoor scenes, and the east and west administrative wings were used for most of the non-cell interior shots.
So we're starting to get into real movie scene areas here. If you remember, this is the table. Look, you can see the photo when they were talking about whether to release him or not.
We see by your file you've served 20 years of a life sentence.
Yes, sir.
You feel you've been rehabilitated?
Oh, yes, sir. Absolutely, sir. I mean, I learned my lesson. I can honestly say that I'm a changed man.
Wow, that's cool. These built-ins. Brooks Room. The historic Bisman building is located in downtown Mansfield and was used as the exterior shot of the Brewster Hotel. The hotel room itself was filmed here. We all remember Brooks Room. It's a letter that he writes, and Morgan Freeman reads it, and as he's reading, he shows that he got out, and he just couldn't handle it. It was just too much. Wow. So this is the chapel. The chapel is where the religious reform of all inmates took place every Sunday. Going to church services was required, and all 1,900 inmates would be accommodated at one time. Originally, there was a balcony around the south wall with additional seating. You can still see the line along the wall where the balcony was once attached. In 1928, another chapel was built outside in the yard, and this room was converted into a Catholic chapel. When a man would enter the institution, he was given the opportunity to worship according to his own religion. So signs say that photographs are taken out of this window are strictly prohibited because the new prison is right out there. I was wondering why they had that. So that top of that balcony that's now missing. These are the stairs that would have brought you up to that. You could see it had a slight slant going down. Yeah, this photo is taken from over there facing back. So it shows that the priest would sometimes leave the inmates alone in the chapel in the afternoon. After receiving a tip that the inmates were tunneling out, the chapel was searched. Against the south wall was a large cabinet. The guards noticed there was dust on the floor. Since the chapel was swept daily, the dust caused the guards to be suspicious. The cabinet was pulled away from the wall and a hole was discovered. All 3 inmates were taken to the hole and more time was added to their sentence. After that, no inmates were left alone in the chapel. Wow. I love the circular stairs. So this apparently was the library, and yeah, look at all the old newspaper clippings or whatever the heck, old books they have laying on this counter. Grab a book and you'd go in here. Pre-smartphones. So this was the hospital room. Very different than when it looked back in the day, but I think that photo was taken looking this way because it was long and then there were 2 windows. I think one of the windows was bricked. A lot has changed, obviously, but you can imagine all the beds. Love these, this old desk. Look at this thing. That'd be cool to restore. Still seems pretty solid, actually. Like you can tell a lot has changed over the years, because why would they have this beautiful post just like in this storage closet basically? So I think initially this wall probably wasn't here, and that hospital would have been a lot bigger. Bathroom. Oh, I see it overlooked into this room here. Strange, the bathrooms are right on the main. You're in the main hospital, you're in a bed, and then boom, the bathrooms. It's very strange. Yeah, jail isn't for me either. Notice there's 3 shower heads right next to each other too. So you are getting nice and comfortable with your fellow inmates. And these are the main showers, I'm guessing. Yes, the east shower room. Probably 30 shower nozzles on this thing. Look at all the towel hooks. Hundreds of them, it seems like. Geez, or 100 maybe. All right, Shawshank Redemption alert. They filmed some of the shower scenes in this room.
This is one of the massive cell blocks here. I believe it's 6 levels high. And here's the original heating system. 14 fireplaces. I can only imagine how cold this place was in the wintertime. I believe later on there was hot air that flowed underneath the prison, and there were heat exchangers or giant fans that would blow that heat up. But still, I can only imagine the size of this building. I can only imagine. In fact, I read that sometimes it would get so cold that the inmates would sometimes have to break the ice, the thin layer of ice in their toilets in the morning.
This is cool. They put this together. Summer of Shawshank. Look at that. Oh wow, it's an old cemetery. So this is the whole building here. This thing is huge. But it's currently in the Richland Correctional Institution, which is behind us, so I doubt I can go there. But that was the original cemetery. Huh. That's really cool. Look, it shows mess hall scene. Here's a little bit of filming, shooting scenes in the yard. Oh yeah, I wonder if that's still here. Oh, I see, they created it. In the movie The Shawshank Redemption, this prop was fabricated for part of Andy's escape scene. The pipe that Andy emerges from emptied into the creek that ran through the Ohio State Reformatory Honor Farm pasture. That's funny. Wow. Yeah, here's more of it. In the movie, it appears that Andy has tunneled through his cell to a sewer pipe, when in fact the shot cut to Tim Robbins crawling through this movie prop. The pipe, quote unquote, was filled with sawdust, chocolate syrup, and water to create the appearance of sewage. The prop is actually only 18 feet long, yet Andy crawled to freedom through 500 yards of smelling foulness. That's hilarious. So this is the one where the warden looks through. So Andy's been digging out this hole, and he covers it with a poster. So that's the famous shot. So cool. Toilet/sink designs. It's actually a really good idea, because as you use the sink, it looks like it drains down here, possibly using it to flush the toilet. That's actually a really good idea, if that in fact is the way it works. Interesting. That thing is huge. There's so many props here. This is a reproduction of the original embroidered piece that was used in the movie. The original was purchased at a local antique shop. This was the original safe used in the movie. Look at this, still has the hole in the wall.
Samuel Norton?
Open up. Samuel Norton. Norton, take it easy on yourself, Norton.
And this is it, when they're coming for him, coming for the warden. And he offs himself right here. Oddly enough, the window's cracked in the corner, lower left. You can't see that. Look at this. Little crack in that lower left window. This is what it looked like to be the warden. I am the warden. Pretty wild. Oh wow, this is the actual one he plays the record with. Mm-hmm. That is cool.
It's all film and everything, and the boxes are movie parts.
Wow. Upon receiving the shipment of records and books, Andy picks up Le Nazi de Figaro. I don't even know how to say it. That's really neat. Love it. Pretty neat. The letter does look fake, but they probably would have had a bunch of different letters in case one got dirty or messed up. So they definitely probably had a few. It looks like it was definitely... There were probably various ones, because yes, definitely the Andy is different. Look at the tail on the Y of Andy, and this one is much different from the actual movie. But they probably had a few different ones, because what if this one got crinkled or dirty or wet or whatever? So this was probably one of them. It was definitely the same. Whoever wrote that, they wrote both. There's the man who never ages.
Mm-hmm. The bullhorn's pretty cool.
We could. By the year Kennedy was shot, Andy had transformed a storage room smelling of rat turds and turpentine into the best prison library in New England.
All right, so originally I showed you that scene, and it said Brooks was here. It looked a little different. It was a recreation. This is the absolute original here. The plaque says, once filming was completed, the building was scheduled for demolition. This carved sign, Brooks was here, so was read, was removed, and an OSR volunteer created a reproduction, which is currently in the beam of the halfway house room, which was filmed on the 3rd floor. So that's the video of the Ohio State Reformatory. Also the Shawshank filming locations loosely. Pretty awesome place. If you're ever in this area, definitely come and check it out. Totally worth the money to tour around. I guess you're getting out of here and I'm stuck here. So I'll see you in the next video.